Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, my third secondary students. Welcome to the second semester of Durus Online. Today, for your Unit 5, we have listening, vocabulary, grammar, and it's all from your book Traveler 6. Today, we will learn, and you can see we have three objectives. Number one, listening. So we're going to apply the listening skills. Remember, I'm going to play this for you, and you have to choose A, B, C. So get your headphones ready and pay attention for the listening. You're going to hear a conversation. Two, to practice using the words with multiple meanings. So we're going to have vocabulary and guess their meanings. And three, to use the modal verbs, which are can, could, be, which is am, is, are also, and was, or were, and able to. Okay? Or was and were with able to. So if we start with the listening, now you're going to hear a conversation. I'm going to play it for you, okay? And you choose from 1 to 3 or A, B, C.
Extract 1.
How long have you been designing websites?
I made my own website when I was 11. I spent most of my free time in front of my computer. When my friends saw my site, they asked me to make websites for them. Back then, my family was suffering from financial difficulties. It was very stressful. I was able to make some extra money on the side. This couldn't have happened at a better time. I had a great sense of pride that I was able to make a contribution. I would work after school. When most kids my age were hanging out, I was in my bedroom designing websites. It was exhausting, but it didn't matter to me because I loved it.
How do you manage to study for a degree and manage your business?
It's tough. Especially this year as I'm in my final year and I have a project and lots of exams. The business has been really challenging this year as well. Sometimes it's hard to do everything, but I do my best. I'm studying information technology. It's been really helpful to me. There have been so many changes taking place in the computer world, and I wanted to keep up to date with the technology. There are also modules in business and management in my degree, which have helped me understand what companies need. I think at the end of the day, it was worth going to university because the experience served to broaden my mind and challenge me. Unfortunately, because I've been so busy, I haven't really had the chance to do much socializing. That's something I regret.
So, as you just heard, a part of an interview with a young website designer. He's studying IT, information technology. Now, let's get to the questions. 1. What does Steve think about going to university? What does he think about if you go to university? As you've heard, we have ABC. 1 is correct. It has tested him, or it has tested him and helped him to expand his horizons. Or B, it has given him the chance to broaden his social circle. Or C, the business and management courses proved to be the most useful ones. Do you remember which one is? What does the best answer here for A, B, or C when Steve thinking about going to university? If you remember the conversation, it was A, it has tested him and helped him to expand his horizons. And for number 2, what is one conclusion the man reaches about e-learning or electronic learning? Is it A, e-learning may not be for everyone and for all situations, or B, some of the drawbacks are so serious they may overshadow all the advantages, or C, the low cost of e-learning is what attracts most people to it. But for him, what is one conclusion he reached out at the end of for e-learning is that e-learning may not be for everyone and for all situations. And that's what we're doing with e-learning. Now, let's get to know some words with multiple meanings. We have some words, if you check them in a dictionary, and I always advise you to go and check every word and its meaning, because English is unlike Arabic. Arabic, most of the time, one word has one meaning or two, but in English, sometimes one word has 20 meanings or used in different grammar like, noun, adjective, pronoun, adverb, and so on. So look at the word or the verb run. Okay? It has too many meanings. Here, after being vaccinated, you might run a slight fever. So what does run here mean? It means you may have. Okay? It's the same. You can say you may have a slight fever. So run here means have a higher body temperature than normal. So after being vaccinated, you might run a slight fever, or you can say you might have a slight fever. So that is one meaning for run. Let's see number two. I should be back in an hour or so. I just have a few errands to run, a few things to run. What does run mean here? Run, to go out and do or buy. So I should be back in an hour. I just have some things to buy. It's the same, okay? Or to do. Number three, how do you manage to study for a degree and run your own business? So you are studying, let's say, master's degree, and at the same time you do some job. So how can you do this at the same time? And therefore, three, it means manage. So you can say, how do you manage to study for a degree and run your own business? Or you can say, he runs the company. It does not mean, he run after the company. He runs the company. It means he manages the company. Okay? So three different meanings in these three sentences for the verb run. Now let's see if you can remember some similar words and choose the correct word to complete the following sentences. Now we have two sentences. The first one is a question. Does the run, the end, mind justify the means? You remember? We always say this proverb. Does the run justify the means? Does the end or the ends justify the means? Or does the mind justify the means? And of course, we always say, does the end, it means to propose, okay, or the purpose, sorry. So does the end or the purpose justify, or the reason justify the means? Mostly no. Two, Tim is much better at tennis than I am, but I gave him a run for his money, or I gave him an end for his money, or I gave him a mine for his money. And see how we use run here. It means Tim is much better than at tennis than I am, but I gave him a run. It means I didn't let him win easily. It was, I know he's better than me, but I didn't let him win so easily. It was very tough for him to win on me, though he's better. Now let's remember some of the modal verbs that express ability. Can, could, and be able to. Can in the present, could in the past, be able to in the present, or was and were able to in the past. But why do we use can and could and be able to, or both they have almost the same meaning? It's to express the ability in the present of the future. You can say Abdullah swims every day, but if you want to stress the ability, you can say Abdullah can swim every day. It means he's able to swim every day. He's a good swimmer and he has great stamina because he swims every day. Now, for can and could and be able to, we use them to express ability in the present and or the future. How? Can you play tennis? Are you able to play tennis? Or two, Nawaf will be able to play tennis after he had some lessons. So this is in present and this is in the future. And also we can use the ability that you can do this, the ability in the past, like in number one. He could swim at the age of 5. That was in the past. 2, George could swim, so he was able to save the boy from drowning. Also you're expressing this something in the past. But the difference about the fact he could swim at the age of 5 is that you have general ability. This is swimming and it's a general ability, but in a particular situation or in a certain specific situation, George could swim, okay? So he was able to do what? To save the boy from drowning at some specific or certain situation. Now also we can use ability for difficult actions in the past only when we use he had a terrible accident, but managed to survive. It's almost like, able to or could, but we use managed to survive. Managed to survive. Now, complete the second sentence so that it has a similar meaning to the first using the word given. So we have a word given, which is can here. And we need to make sentence number 2 the same, or it has the same meaning like number 1. So for number 1, Majid speaks both Arabic and German fluently. We need to express he can speak this language. How? Majid can both Arabic and German fluently, and that is very easy. Majid can speak both Arabic and German fluently. 2. Even after hours of searching for the right path, the Burden family still could not find their way home. So they were lost searching for the right way to go back or to reach their homes. The Burden family, that's the name of the family, and they still did not find their way out. So the Burden family managed their way home even after hours, or were able to manage after hours of searching for the right path. So the best answer, the Burden family did not manage because they were lost. They did not make it. They did not manage to find their way home even after hours of searching for the right path. Now that was all for today. We've done a bit of listening at the beginning. We listened to a conversation about a kid who's studying IT or information technology and talked about e-learning, and we have made some multiple choice for the listening from A and B and C, which shows the right answer. And also for vocabulary, we guessed the meaning or some words with multiple meanings, like the verb run a fever, run some errands or do some stuff, and run a business or run a company or run something. And finally, for the grammar, we talked about some modal verbs like can and could and be able to when we use them for ability in the future or present, in the past or in the past for specific and general attitudes. These are the references for you taken from your book Traveler 6, the student book and the teacher's guidebook, and some photos from Google Clip Art. Also, for more information and lessons, you can visit our website ain.edu.sa and follow us on Twitter ain_edu, and call us on this number for any updates or inquiry. I hope you enjoyed the listening for today and things that we've done. Until I see you again, have a good day and assalamu alaikum.